How did you get away from the island?
The focus stones performed one last service for us. We used them for a teleportation ritual. Unfortunately, we had to leave them behind in order to escape. We no longer have the stones. But our strongest weapon is our knowledge. And that is not lost.
Teach me the highest knowledge of the water mages.
This knowledge enables you to unfold the true power of the magic of Adanos. You will understand nature, and it will reinforce your spells.
What about the orcs?
What about them? They certainly aren't here for the sunshine. They want to get the divine artifacts from the temple, and we cannot and will not permit that.
So we will attack them?
They won't go away voluntarily. So talk to Wutras. He knows what needs to be done.
What do I have to know?
We are here in Al-Shadim, a temple city of the Ancient Ones. According to the inscriptions, the protector of the body was kept here.
Sounds like armor.
Armor, a robe, a garment, probably something of that sort. One thing is certain. It is one of the 5 artifacts that are necessary to...
To what?
We will talk about that later. First, find that armor.
Where is the artifact? In the temple?
Naturally.
And have you already opened the temple?
We have found out that you need 5
keys to open the temple?
Correct. I have already acquired one of the keys.
And the others?
Hopefully they have survived the last millennium undamaged.
Then I will go look for them. Any clues?
I have marked a few places on this map. They are calculations, based on where the first key was found. A lot can happen in 1,000 years, so don't expect too much.
Where did you find the key?
Quite nearby, in a stone chest. We are the priest's quarter here.
Which is obvious from the architecture.
The inscriptions and artifacts that we have found indicate it.
What will happen when I open the temple?
When the Great Flood swept across the land 1,000 years ago, many people hid in the temple. The temple stood strong, surrounded by water. But no one ever came out alive. I suspect that the skeletons will be awakened by the strong magic. So you better take a big axe with you. Or ask Mixir about the artifact of the Guardians of the Dead. He said something about that. Perhaps he can help you.
Will you give me the key?
We will hold the fort out here while you open the temple, and draw no more attention to yourself than is necessary. Go in, get the artifact, and see to it that you come out again, in one piece.
What about the artifact of the Guardians of the Dead?
Guardians of the Dead? Guardians of the Dead? Oh, should be under AV-37. Ah, here. I quote, "And Yargo, the Guardian descended into the crypt."
Get to the point.
Here it is. He bore his artifact, blessed with the power of the light and of life, and gave peace to those who found no peace.
And what is that supposed to mean?
I think this may be something that is certainly of use to you.
Do you know anything about the 5th temple?
Ah, the lost one. AT-13. I have compiled all the information on that.
The short version, please.
Fine. We believe there are 5 temples, and each one contains an artifact, correct?
Yes.
And so it should have been, but it was not so. The final artifact, a ring, never made it to the temple. Fortunately for us, otherwise the whole story would come to a quick end.
Where is this ring, then?
Or let me quote from another passage. But he went not to the temple, and his steps led him far from the land of his fathers.
Does that mean he went north?
That can be assumed, but we can only speculate on the reasons.
Where should I look for the ring?
Look for it in the north. Perhaps the fire mages still have records.
The temples of the fire mages have been destroyed.
The monastery in Nordmar, too. Oh, but they have a library there.
That's at the other end of the world.
Yes, it is a long way to walk. But you don't have to go there immediately.
Ugh.